Let's start with a story. Imagine this. You're a retired Indian botanist, Virendra Pal Kapoor, and you're trying to secure your retirement savings.
Okay.
So a broker steers you toward what's called a unit-linked insurance plan. It's pitched as this great investment, high
With a
return.
layer of free insurance on top.
Exactly. The magic word, free. So 5 years go by, he files a claim to get his money, and he discovers a devastating truth.
And what was that?
That 99.5% of his initial investment had been, well, completely eaten up by insurance premiums. He was financially wiped out.
Wow. And the really crucial part here is that this was sold to him by the State Bank of India, which is government-owned.
So it had this air of unquestionable legitimacy. You'd think you could trust it.
You would. And that heartbreaking experience is the perfect lens for the book we're diving into today. It's called Fixed: Why Personal Finance is Broken and How to Make It Work for Everyone.
Okay, so let's unpack that title, because the authors are using fixed in two pretty provocative ways, right?
They are. First, to say the system is fixed, as in rigged against ordinary people. That mainly serves the providers.
And second, how we can actually fix it, as in repair it. So our mission today is to figure out how this system is skewed and what the authors propose we do about it.
Well, the first thing they establish is that Kapoor's story isn't some, isolated case of bad luck. The problem is systemic.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Exactly. The authors call the whole environment fishing for fools. The idea is that businesses have these powerful incentives to supply the mistaken demands of confused customers, not just the rational needs of savvy ones.
We saw this on an industrial scale with the payment protection insurance scandal in the UK, the PPI scandal.
A perfect example.
I mean, you have the story of Simon Shipley. He paid these PPI premiums that were bundled with his loans for over a decade. He had no idea how much it was costing him.
And here's the worst part. He had a pre-existing health condition, which meant he wasn't even eligible to make a claim in the first place.
So he was paying for nothing.
Literally nothing. And that scandal got so big that billions of pounds had to be refunded. It shows this is a massive structural problem.
And it's a problem that doesn't just confuse people, it actively makes wealth inequality worse.
Yes, the authors point to three key mechanisms for this. They call it the Ritchie-Bunker differential.
Okay, so what are the three?
So richer people earn higher returns on their investments. They save more money overall. And this is a big one, they borrow money much more cheaply.
And that borrowing difference is stark. I was looking at the 2020 data they cited. Subprime borrowers, people with lower credit scores, they were paying around 20% interest on their credit cards, but prime borrowers, they were paying about 12%.
It's a penalty for already being in a tougher financial spot. The system makes it harder to get ahead.
And there's this really incredible Swedish study in the book. It found the difference in returns on net wealth between the poorest people and the richest 0.01% was a staggering 8 percentage points.
Per year.
Per year, which is, that's enough to account for almost the entire increase in wealth inequality they measured over that period.
It's an engine accelerating the gap. It's not just that the wealthy get richer. The system itself speeds up the process.
Okay, so if the system exploits confusion, the common response is, well, we just need more financial education.
Right. And the authors acknowledge the literacy gap is real. A U.S. study showed 42% of men and an incredible 62% of women were financially illiterate.
So education seems like the obvious answer.
But the book argues it's only a partial fix. First, our brains are they're hardwired with faulty intuition. We see stocks go up for a few months and we assume they'll go up forever.
And the second reason?
Financial innovation is just relentless. Products become obsolete so quickly that you basically need lifelong education just to keep up.
Wait, so are we saying that providers are almost intentionally designing products that are too complex to manage?
That's the core of the argument. The complexity rewards the few who are hyper-savvy, and their returns are effectively subsidized by everyone else who can't navigate the fine print.
So the problem isn't just individual ignorance, it's the system itself.
Exactly. Which is why the authors conclude that we need more than a gentle nudge. We need a shove.
A shove, meaning what?
Muscular government intervention. The goal would be to create a starter kit of simple, cheap, standardized products. Things like basic savings accounts, insurance, retirement funds.
Products that are easy to understand and hard to get wrong.
Precisely. To restore some of that popular trust in the market.
So what does this all mean for you? The problem is cognitive, emotional, and, as we've seen, systemic. The financial system, rather than protecting us from our failings, often exploits them. The book's proposed solution is radical simplification.
It is.
So here's our final thought for you to mull over. Given how powerful these market incentives are to exploit our financial weaknesses, what is one financial product or decision, it could be credit, insurance, anything, that you think absolutely should be simplified and standardized as part of the starter kit to truly work for everyone?